He's like, Mom, I think they got them at Dollar Tree. I was okay, we'll go to the Dollar Tree. So we drive over to Dollar Tree, and this is like 9 o'clock at night. I thought they closed at 9, by the way. They don't. 10
No, they're
o'clock.
up until 10 o'clock.
10 o'clock. That's news to me.
I think Family Dollar and all that's 10 o'clock now, too.
Yeah, and I didn't
Never
realize
used
that.
to be.
No. So we get over there, and stuff. It's not 25 cents, it's not 50 cents, but 75 cents for one of these machines. So we're like, nah, we're not gonna do, this machine. My son, I go, okay, I'll give you 75 cents. So everybody gets 75 cents. My son, we went from 25 cents to 75 cents real quick.
Sounds about right.
So my son puts in his 75 cents, and it doesn't go out. He's like, Mom, they ripped me off.
I was gonna say the trauma that ensued was probably crazy.
So I looked at the workers. I was like, help, please.
Please
I said,
stop
so-
this train
I
from
was like, is
going
there
any further.
They gave us the 75 cents back, but then I said, all right, we're not going to use these machines. And so I sent them off. I said, y'all got $1. So we went from
I would say
25 cents to everyone having $1. And I sent them out their way. I said, go find one item for $1. And so you got 4 kids. Wait, was it? Yeah. 3,
5.
4, 5. 5 kids.
3, 4, 5. She didn't know how many she had. So they took her to the ringer.
5 kids. I sent them off. They had to go find their $1 item. And here comes Nate. He says, I have autism, but you hear him. He's got this squeaky toy. It's this chicken, and
I was gonna say, it's not just any squeaky toy. It's the annoying ass along the neck
squeaky
chicken
this
thing.
yellow squeaky chicken. And you don't gotta know Nate's in the store, because you know Nate's in the store. So he's squeezing this chicken.
I want you to remember, I want everyone to know that, like, I also at this time received a text that said, remember that you love me a long time. And I said, why? Just remember that you love me. And I was like,
I said, remember,
oh, dear God.
I said, remember that you love me, and I made your son's night. Just remember that.
Those
That's
two
all
things
you gotta
should
know.
never be in a thing together when it comes to me having to remember to love you, because I already knew. I looked at my husband and I said, Kayla did some shit. And he said, what? I said, we won't know until they get here, because coming up my stairs outside, and I said,
Nate,
what is
I said,
that
you cannot
sound?
squeeze this chicken until we get in the house. I want to see your mom's face. So before we even left the store, these poor workers, like,
stressed.
the one worker was like super fantastic. She was cashing us out and everything. Really sweet. I had the kids count out all their coins to make sure that they could math lesson. They counted to make sure they had enough money. They paid for it. They all got their own personal receipt. So it took time for that. And then you got Nate, who's just squeaking away at this freaking toy, you guys. It was the best thing I've ever heard.
That toy didn't stop until like 1 a.m, just so you know.
I figured, and he was like, my mom's gonna hate me. I said, no, she's gonna hate me. Don't worry. I was like,
I thought about different ways of torturing Kayla.
I said, don't you worry. If they try and take this toy from you, I will handle it myself.
I would love to see her handle it herself when it comes to my husband, because my husband is a very large man.
He walked in with this toy. And he was literally, Bubba looks and was like, no. Oh, no.
My son, well, the background of this is that my son has wanted this particular toy for,
to be fair, I did not know.
2 years.
I did
Better
not
part
know.
of 2 years. Oh yeah, dude. Everywhere he sees that stupid chicken, he's like, "Can I please have the chicken?" I was like, "No, absolutely not." And then here comes Aunt Kayla, and Aunt Kayla bought him this stupid chicken. She just loves us all so much in my house.
I did it. It was so great. And the car ride home, guys, we just need to start filming nonstop. Like, always have a camera
Should have,
rolling
like,
when we're
GoPros.
around. Seriously, because I'm telling you, some of the things that should be like on camera, we never end up getting on camera. But the things
They're
that were on
juicy.
camera was
They're good
fantastic.
ones.
So you have all these 5 kids, 6 kids. What did we say we have? 5
We have 5
We have
kids.
5
between the
kids,
two of
guys,
us.
between the 2 of us.
But if you add my 2 stepdaughters, then we're
Oh,
at
yeah. There's even more.
7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We would have 7 if you had your other 2.
It is a
involved.
whole clan.
It is the Brady
between the
bunch.
2 houses.
And we live on this small street too, so let's paint that picture. We live on this very small street. So it is the neighborhood like crazy house. Like we have kids bouncing from one house to the other house. Like there's like 3 houses on our street.
And you could literally put like a little, like, you know, those little like exercise trampolines? You could put
oh
one of
yeah.
those between our doorways and you could probably make it porch to porch.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we're not far from each other
No.
at all. So it's fantastic. I love it. But these kids have a really good time. So we're driving home with all these kids in my car.
Yeah, I wasn't there.
I was like, guys, I'm driving, so like you can't be screaming. And then here's Nate. I have autism,
Sounds about normal. Sounds about right.
and he's going ham. So he's going ham on this chicken, and my daughter is screaming he's screaming at my daughter because my daughter's like, watch this. She's in the front seat, and she's like, hey Nate, you know that's a dog toy. And like it set him up. He was like, at first he paused and he was like,
Had to think about it. He was like, what do you mean it's a dog toy?
he's like, yeah, but no, it says 3+ on the.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what it belongs to. It doesn't matter that was a dog toy. He
And
does
then he's
not
squeezing,
care.
he's leaning from the back seat into the front seat where she is and squeezing it in her
She
ear.
deserved that at that point.
And I'm dying.
How
And
dare
then
she question him?
He's screaming on the top of his lungs and he's like, guys, I just have something to say. I just have something to say.
And it was the damn chicken, I can guarantee it.
It was so awesome.
Mhm.
I was like, so the best thing ever was going. It made my entire week. Going to the freaking dollar store for what started as just getting a 25-cent vending machine.
Mm.
And by the way, none of these toys were $1.
That's because the Dollar Tree isn't $1 anymore.
Ridiculous. So
It's
that
not.
goes back to a couple episodes ago where we talked about like the difference with like Family Dollar, Dollar Tree, things like that.
Yes.
But yeah, so Nate's stupid chicken was like $1.80 or something like that. And then Carson got a balloon from the freaking Dollar Tree.
You know, that doesn't surprise me
And
very
it was
much.
$2.16. Like it
That's
wasn't
insane
even
because I
$1.
remember doing my kids' birthdays and being like, I'm just gonna go over
Yeah,
to the
we're
dollar
gonna go to
store,
Dollar
get like
Tree.
a bunch of balloons for $1 and be done with it. But it
But
doesn't
that's not
happen
what
like that anymore.
happens. Hi, everybody who's joining. I just want to
Yes.
reiterate this is the Twizted Sisterz podcast. We are not on the Twizted Sisterz page yet because we do have to have a certain.
Well, we are on the Facebook page.
Yeah, we're on
but
the Facebook page.
The TikToks are our own private accounts, but we have a Twizted Sisterz account that we need everybody to go over and follow so that we can start shifting this to that page. Kind of like what we did with Facebook. I know my Facebook is still live, but we need everybody to go to the Twizted Sisterz pages. That way we can just start going on there.
Wait, are we live on Twizted Sisterz Facebook page?
Yeah, right here.
Oh, okay. We have like 4.
We have
it's
4
so
screens right now. So if you
hard.
see us like jumping between all 4, we have all 4 going. And ideally, I'd like to get it down to like 2.
Yeah. So we like.
So if we could do like the Twizted Sisterz TikTok and then we could do the Twizted Sisterz Facebook, that would be incredible. But for now, if you can just like the lives, subscribe, you can even like follow my page, become a member of either one. But there is an actual Twizted Sisterz TikTok as well.
So we need y'all to go as well to Twizted Sisterz podcast TikTok.
Yes.
Like and follow on there. Then you can come back and follow our lives for now. So Twizted Sisterz podcast on TikTok, Facebook, Spotify, YouTube, Instagram. We are on all of it now. But make sure you go follow us on all your streaming platforms.
The big part about following that is that we actually have a raffle going on right now.
Yeah, it's raffle time.
I think we're going to try to gear more towards like the male side of it too. Like we'll get something in there for the men. But our podcast is usually followed by mostly women. So in there is a gift certificate from our sponsor, Hair by Monique. There is a shirt, there's a decal, and there's going to be a whole bunch of little snacks and goodies in there. If you go and you watch our evening podcast that we did last week, there's a code in there that can get you a free entry into that raffle. If not, it's $10.
$10 for one entry
and 2 for $15.
2 for $15. So if you're interested in getting some Twizted Sisterz gear, we have it all listed on our Facebook page. So go to the Twizted Sisterz podcast Facebook and you can see kind of what they look like. We have different colors and stuff on there, but shirts and
what'll happen is whoever wins the raffle, you can reach out to me and we'll talk about like your size. We'll talk about, you know, what color you want, whatever.
all the goods.
All the good details. It'll all be customized to what you want essentially. So it's not just like one, it's like not like a small and then you're an extra large, and I'm gonna tell you, you have to figure it out.
Sorry, no cigar. No, just kidding. Yeah, we are
S
exclusive to
So
all.
I have something I'd like to touch on this week,
Oh
and I know that I've touched on it before. My husband and I ride a motorcycle,
boy. Here we go. We're going down this road.
and, while Kayla was out with my children, I decided that that would be the perfect time for my husband and I to take a ride. Okay. When I tell you that if people don't start looking out for motorcycles, it's going to make me lose my mind.
I mean, that was one of the biggest things. So my grandfather was a big motorcycle rider as well, and like he talked about that too. Like he was really big on safety. Now we're talking like true motorcycle people. Like you get a lot of the people who buy like crotch
Oh, yeah, no, we
rockets.
don't have a rocket. No, I have nothing against people with rockets. If
Right,
that's
right,
your
yeah.
preference,
No, like nothing against them, but
my husband and
typically,
I, too big for a rocket.
typically the crotch rocket people, they tend to
There's a
be a
very
little
big
bit more,
stereotype.
yeah, extreme with what they do out there, so they don't always follow the safety procedures.
I will be the first person to say that my husband and I do not always follow everything safely, but we do it in a sense that's not going to affect other people on the roadway.
Yeah.
Okay. My husband has a very loud motorcycle, extremely loud, deafening, honestly. If you're pulling out of a parking lot onto a public roadway, I think it's common sense. Like if you were going to walk across the roadway, you look both ways, right? You make sure there's nobody else coming. This person did none of that.
None of it.
None of that. They were going to pull into the middle median, which was stupid in and of itself because it was a turning lane to turn into the parking lot across the street. Number one. Okay. Number one, boo boo. Number two, you can't tell me you didn't hear that motorcycle because I go deaf on that motorcycle. Okay. Goes to pull into that turning lane and we're coming up along. So they would be like coming off the roadway this way into that turning lane and we're coming this way. So now, of course, there's someone who wants to turn into the other parking lot. Tell me why this person thought that the best option they had was to come into our lane and make us go off the road onto the shoulder and then had the nerve to look at me. I'm on the back of the bike and I'll tell you right now, I flipped you off. To look at me like baffled. Like
Yeah.
it was just mind blowing to them that they just almost
And
killed me and my husband.
honestly, though, as somebody who's been in two like pretty bad car accidents, I wasn't on motorcycles. I was just in a regular car, but it's like it goes for just as a whole how people drive, like whether you're on a car or on a
But I think
motorcycle.
that when
Like
people see a motorcycle, and I mean, I could be really wrong here, right? But when they see a motorcycle, they think, "Oh, the motorcycle has the ability to slow down or move over faster or takes up less roadway or whatever you may be thinking in your head. That's not the case. Okay. And I'll tell you right now, people might find it controversial. I will take your mirror off if you get close enough. Okay. Because you're not going to take me away from my children because you didn't want to be a responsible driver. Number two, I've also had people when we were in the city and my husband was a part of a motorcycle club where if you see, okay, that's the common sense of it. If you see 10 motorcycles, 10 of them, where do you think you deserve to be in the middle of those motorcycles? Where? Tell me why. Tell me why
it
you
shouldn't be a
think
thing. Yeah, it
why
shouldn't
you
be a
look at those
thing.
motorcycles and you're like, okay, let me count. 1, 2, 3, my spot, 4, 5, 6. You don't belong there. Don't do that because now you're causing A, for the pack to break up. B, you're going to run somebody off the road. And then when that person goes down, it's a domino effect because there's really only so much wiggle room on the road, right?
Which is true.
I know that there are people who ride motorcycles who are not responsible, who go out of their way to be irresponsible. I get it, right?
But at what point?
You cannot put everyone into the
Yeah.
same category.
Yeah.
Okay. I was not on a rocket. It is plain stupidity, Karina. It really is because it's almost, you have to think of a motorcycle as a vehicle.
Yeah, exactly. It's
I need the
still,
same stopping
yeah.
time as you.
Yep.
And I'm not speaking because I'm just a backpack, okay? I'm not just my husband's backpack. I'm not just his partner on there. I have rode my own motorcycle. And it has happened when I was on my own motorcycle years ago. So you can't put everybody in the same category, and it infuriates me because then you see like we have a website where they post like all the local news and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, motorcycle down, whatever. And you get the most ignorant people who go on there and are like, oh, they were probably blowing 90 through town.
Which, yeah, that, I mean, again, unless
That's
you know what
somebody's life.
actually happened, that's still a person.
Even if this person was doing 90, popping wheelies, doing all this stupid shit, that is a
It's
life.
still a person.
That is somebody's son, daughter, mother, brother, sister, anything. That is a human being that has now put themselves either in a hospital or is no longer with us or whatever. You should have some ounce of decency.
Yeah, it goes, like I said, it goes both ways. Like, you got to be smart on the motorcycle, you got to be smart off the motorcycle and being the one that's driving the car. Like,
I think people are idiots.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Well, I have a twisted thought for you.
You have a twisted thought. I have dad jokes.
So do I. Mine are a little dirty.
We went down a dirty road before.
Oh, these are, they're not as raunchy as that episode, but
That was a great
they're
episode.
right there. Twisted thought. Either you lose both of your thumbs or one hand. Which would you rather? Here's my thought process, right? You need your thumbs to pick up damn near anything.
Okay, you can.
Right. But I would rather lose a hand and at least have one thumb.
I think I'd go without the thumbs because hear me
No,
out.
absolutely not.
There's a lot of things that you can do without the thumbs.
Not this.
Yeah, you can give another finger, but then is it really the middle finger?
No.
It's not anymore.
Now it's your
it becomes
index finger.
it becomes
your
you can
index?
do. Hey guys, read between the lines.
There ain't nothing between the lines then, you dork. You can take one of my hands.
You could. That's the point. Between the lines.
No, take my hand.
And then okay, so
I'll get a prosthetic.
We actually knew somebody growing up that had like nothing. So he had like this.
I remember
We talked about him all the
like
time.
this.
I'm not gonna name him. I'm not gonna name him on here. But
Why would you go without your thumbs?
see
guys are
without
weird.
the thumbs, exactly.
You guys are weird.
And so
I'd rather have
this
nub to
person,
poke people with.
granted, he was an interesting character.
I never met this person. but
Karina,
he sounds-
you probably know who I'm talking about. Again, I'm not gonna name him, but we went to school with this person. So he essentially had toes and a hand that was like this, but the toes were the worst part of it. So he had like the big toe and the baby toe. Okay?
Okay.
He survived. He was doing what is it? See, she knows what I'm talking about.
I've never met this person, but it sounds incredible.
So the stories that Bubba and me have told about this person are phenomenal. But the one time he essentially, so another person in our friend group, I can't name names. So another person in our friend group when we were growing up was sitting with him and he took his big toe and his pinky toe. He tweaked out. He almost got beat up that day.
I would have beat him up.
It was probably the best thing ever. So if you don't have thumbs, the other part of it is so you can do some craziness and you could like take your big toe to replace it as your thumb.
Yeah, but that's not an option. No.
No,
Either
you
just
didn't
don't
say
have
that.
these, or you don't have a
You
hand.
didn't say that though.
He's locked up.
Oh yeah,
Probably for doing something like
I
that.
heard he's locked up now. So
Probably for going and touching people with his weird toes.
Can let me out.
You ready for the next
Let
one?
me out. You're locked up.
This one is a good one. Okay. You can either take, if I give you $1 million, but you are going to actively be hunted by a snail for the rest of your life. Listen, for the rest of your life, and all it has to do is barely touch you and you're dead. And the snail does not die. You cannot destroy the snail, but it moves at the pace of a snail. And it can get to you land, air, or sea, regardless.
Wait, so the snail is always hunting me?
Always.
What is a snail gonna do to me?
You would never hear that thing coming.
Yeah, but realistically, a snail can never do anything to me.
All it has to do is boop with one of its little boops, and you're done.
Boop.
Yep, boop.
Boop.
Is it worth $1 million?
What is
$100 million.
What is the? So it's like toxin?
Yeah.
Is that what we're
Yep.
talking? Dude, I would actively take the snail because you don't know that snail moves like.
I'm not taking the money.
I'm gonna take the money.
Nope. Because
Because
then I would never sleep.
this snail, you could be all the way across the earth, and this one snail is not gonna reach you across
Okay,
the earth.
that might be cool for like the first decade that you're alive. And then you forget all about that stupid fucking snail. And then you go to sleep and it touches you and you never wake up. Nope,
Why would you
I'm
go
not
back
taking it.
to that place where the snail was?
You don't. It's coming to you. So like, okay, so you take the money, right? And they say, this
So-
is your snail. And then they
This
send it off.
snail is just magically, like, we're painting this picture, and this snail is just magically, like, I can go
Anywhere it wants.
anywhere I want
But it
when I
moves
want.
at the pace of a snail.
Exactly. It's
I
at
don't
the
care.
pace of a snail. It's not going to get
Listen,
nowhere.
I have seen snails. I don't like snails to begin with. They creep me out. They're weird eyeballs that they can suck into their head. Freak me out, okay? But you can't hear them coming. That's right. Not taking the money either. That's right. Because if you
How
go
would you
to
take the
sleep,
money?
if you go to sleep, right, and you don't know that that snail's in that corner of the room, right, and you're sleeping, A, you're not hearing that thing coming.
Well, no, but
B, you're not going to know it's there till you're dead.
Come on.
And
The
it's small enough to where you're not going to see it. We could be sitting here right now, that thing could come and
chances
touch me.
of that happening, I'll take my
I'll be poor for the rest of my life. At least I'm not running from a snail.
chance.
Not only that, people are going to think you're insane. What if somebody comes to you and they're like, hey, let's go on a date on a hike? And I'm like, nope.
Sorry.
That snail probably lives there. They're
What?
going to be like, what snail? You're crazy. And I'm going to be like, no, you're crazy. No,
I would take my chances.
no, you can keep that money.
I would take my chances. You want some dad jokes?
You don't have a twisted thought?
No, I don't.
No.
want to-
Do you have a riddle? What is that?
Now, what do we got
Team
going on?
match? What-
Team match invites? A 2 versus 2 team match. Start once you and your teammate accept the invite.
No, I would love to do. That's like one of those gifting battle things. But
Oh, you
I
got
would.
one too.
It's the same one. You're my teammate.
Oh.
I would do that, except for that it would interrupt the live, and then I would have to edit it out, and it would be a whole thing. So maybe one night we'll do that, where we just go out and battle people. That would be kind of fun.
It would be kind of cool. I'm still new to all this live stuff, so.
I have a riddle
Okay, what's your riddle?
because you have dad jokes, right?
Yeah, I do have
Okay.
jokes.
So here's the first one. What is faster, hot or cold?
Faster.
Mhm. Hot or cold?
Let's take it back to, what is it, biology? Living environment? One of those two? Where they talk
Science?
about, yeah. Where they talk about. Why are you laughing at me? Like, this one is legit.
Biology. Biology is your body.
Okay.
It's a
So
science.
living environment
Sure.
it
Yeah.
was one of those topics.
Cheat.
What'd she say?
Put me in the will for that money, Kayla. That's right. We'll both be in there because we'll be like, we told her not to fuck that sale, but she wanted to do it. So
So let's see. Okay. What were we talking about? Cold. What's cold?
what is
what's
faster, hot or cold?
Cold.
You can catch a cold, so hot is definitely faster.
I can't. I can't stand you. Stand
That was
you.
perfect. What kind of running also means walking?
What?
What kind of running also means
Oh.
walking?
Oh, what is that? The race. Like,
Power walking?
is that what they call it? Where
I
it's
don't know.
it's a legit race at, like, in track and field. Like, maybe power running, fast walk. What is it called? Somebody help me out. Phone a friend.
It definitely needs that to be an option going forward. Just saying.
I'm pretty sure. So yeah, where you had to. I remember learning how to do this in track way back. So you had to.
The one where you look like an angry librarian and you're just like,
You're on one lane, yeah, and
Yeah.
your body's up nice and tall, and you have to put one foot in front of the other, like, and you're just speed walking. That one.
running out of gas.
What's not where I was going with that?
She even wanted to show me what it was. It's running out of gas. You run out of gas, you're then walking.
Ridiculous.
That was incredible. I don't
That
even
is
care.
that is ridiculous.
Imagine you're in a forest surrounded by hungry wolves. How do you stop this?
Throw a dang steak at 'em. Like, you're give me a chicken. I'm gonna find something. I'm gonna toss that on. Bye.
Stop imagining it.
Wow.
She went so in depth with each one, and it wasn't anywhere near it.
I feel like that was validated on those.
That was incredible. Actually, that made me so happy inside. I don't know if I have another one.
Are those the best riddles? Or the most riddles? Whatever. Do you have dad jokes today too?
I do have dad jokes.
Dad jokes. We didn't even talk
Sorry,
about.
Dad.
So I would just like to say that we went into this whole podcast episode with a baseline. Like, we never like fully planned the episode, but we have like normally a general idea of what we're going to talk about. At least none of the things we said literally.
Oh, wait,
5
what was
seconds.
yours?
What?
What was yours? Your baseline.
It's going to take longer than 5 minutes.
Mine won't.
Let's talk about yours.
If you went on a first date again, now neither one of us have been on a first date in a very long time. I've been with my husband for almost 5 years now, I think, something like that. And even when we first met, there was no first date. So, like, first off, chivalry, I don't care what anybody says.
Chivalry is
You're a liar,
definitely
you're a
dead.
liar, you're a liar. That's it. And if it does exist, it's not the chivalry that it used to be. Let's
No.
put it that way. Like, I know
No.
there's a bunch of men out there who will hold doors. I know that there's a bunch of men out there who, you know, follow some of the lines of chivalry. I won't say that it's non-existent.
It is very slim and few. You are an endangered
You probably
species.
have better luck catching rabies right now.
You are definitely an endangered species if you do these things anymore.
I mean, my husband will open my door, but it's usually because he likes to do it to aggravate me. It's not because he really doesn't want me to touch the door.
now I will say this though, like, this is gonna be debatable, but I will say that not every woman gives a reason to have those things.
Very true. I understand that women as a whole, some of us have really
So I'm
just...
not putting it all on the men in those terms. However, just the simple baseline of having those things gone.
So I want to know in the comments of every platform we have, what kind of person you would be on a first date. right? Are you going to be the outspoken person who just says what you're thinking? Are you going to be the person who sets rules that you're not going to follow? Are you going to be the person who is like from what was that movie White Chicks and you're just going to like indulge in every single thing on the menu you can think of? I think if I were to have to go on a first date again, number 1, I'm rusty and
Oh, I'm so
not
rusty.
good. I don't know a pickup line to
I'm
save
so
my life at
awkward.
this point. If you get me out of my house and take me on a date and it's not what I'm expecting, I'm calling you out instantly.
So
Like, I used to sugarcoat it when I was younger. Like, I used to have people be like, "Oh, well, let's go here for dinner," and blah, 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 and it ended up being, like, McDonald's, and then we went to the drive-in. Not a
So,
first date.
I mean, okay, that's a whole nother kind of segue into things too, because like I think the expectations of what a first date should be
Are totally different.
are so different from
This
what actually
generation,
happens.
Netflix and chill is like a first date, and
Yeah,
that's crazy to me.
yeah, it really is. So Netflix and chill has become like a major thing. Like there is zero like it's expected like if remotely am doing anything with you that like hanging out with you at
Mhm.
all, then we're gonna be doing this said thing. Like as in going down the road. Road. We are going down the road.
I didn't know where we were going down the road, but we could have discovered what a road was
we are
together.
we are going down the road of, take your mind where you shall think it should go on that one. And I think that alone infuriates me. So the expectation that you're going to sleep with somebody on the first night
Yeah.
has become so high, it really does infuriate me. Now,
I think it infuriates me more, like, I mean, I've went through my phases,
I was gonna
you
say,
know,
no,
like,
I'm
I was
not gonna
younger,
say
I
that's
totally
never
get it,
happened.
but in the same sense, I think it infuriates me for, like, my daughters, like, that's the world they're growing up in, that, like
That it's
because
just
I will
okay.
say that, like, when I was younger, there was more of a, you come to their parents' house, you
Yeah.
ask them on a date,
Yep.
you go out on a date, you
Yep.
meet their parents before you go anywhere.
And
Now
that's
there's,
like
like, none of
gone.
that, like, you just expect them to just go.
And now obviously we're older, so like if obviously you're married, I'm not. I'll just don't use myself as an example. But like if somebody were to
Thank you for joining in,
yeah,
Karina, we
thanks,
appreciate it
Karina.
regardless.
So if somebody were to essentially like come in and try and ask me on a date, which I
Number
have
1, you
my
gotta
own.
have way better pickup lines than what y'all got.
Oh my gosh! So we talked about that a couple episodes ago. So watch the clips for that if you haven't already. But I can say that like my experience with being asked on a date has been like insane. I have
Mhm.
had people actively pursue, and then when I finally agree, like okay, maybe we'll go on a date or whatever.
Yep.
They didn't show up. They literally just left me like waiting for them to be like, hey, I'm either
Where are you?
not coming or like whatever the case is. I literally just had them not be there. And then maybe like the next day they were like, something came up. You made the plans.
Yep.
Let's keep
That's
that
the
in
whole thing
mind.
too, like, if you're gonna reach out and make the plan to have a date and then just not do it, well, you're a special kind of
Yeah.
human being.
You made the plans. You told me, I'll be there at this time, all these things. And then you just decide I'm not going to show up is
It's
mind blowing.
not only that, the fact that, like, if you're asking someone out on a date that you know is technically, like, a single mom, right?
That too. Like it
That
takes our time.
that takes planning.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
I have to find a sitter. I have to make sure I don't have work. Like, this was
Yep.
back when I was younger, obviously. I have to make sure I don't have work. I have to shave my legs because God forbid you want to go somewhere I have to wear a
I mean,
dress.
as a woman,
There's a
we
lot
have
of
a lot of
steps.
preparation to get into it for a real date. Like,
But yeah,
this is
that's what I
happens.
mean. I want to hear what you would be. Like, are you going to be the passive person? Are you going to be the aggressive person?
Now, I can say I have in the past been the person, like you were mentioning, that says things. And
Says things as far as what?
as far as like, okay, I am not going to do this on the very first date. And then
Oh, you're the one who's like, I'm not going to kiss him on the first date. And you go on the first date and there you are.
yeah, I've definitely
I've
been
done
that
that.
person. So, I've had that happen in the past before. I wouldn't even know what a date is like anymore,
Neither would I.
though. I really don't. So we go through these, like, in my experience, anyways, there was no active dating. It was like we would talk.
Hang out and
And
then just
before
be in a
we,
relationship.
yeah, exactly. Before we even hung out, though, we would be, so I think my last, like, actual, like, dating, like, where I attempted to put myself out there was back in, like, COVID. Like, we went through
Oh, God, what
COVID
a
and then
horrible time to try to date somebody.
but just shortly after COVID, like, those type of things.
That's not when I met my husband.
So ever since then, like it's kind of followed the same suit though. Like you essentially I tried dating apps.
Mhm.
because, meeting somebody in a small town, it's like you don't have anybody that you can actually meet. What did she say?
Well, she said, "I'm just coming in on this conversation. We'll have to watch from the start." But who got ghosted? So neither one of well,
No, I
she did.
did. I
She
did.
did.
I
She
got
called
ghosted
me
before.
actually when that happened, from
Um,
Applebee's.
yep.
We video chatted while
I
she had
made
dinner
plans the rest of the night. I said, "Well, I already got dressed up. I got dressed up. I put on makeup. I, did all this stuff that I normally wouldn't do because if you know me, I sit around in sweatpants and
Oh, wait, you're gonna get really close to me again, sorry.
sweatpants and sweaters all day. I'm typically in sweatpants or gym clothes or whatever. So I took time out of my day. I got up. This person was like, "Yeah, I'm going to come at this time. We're going to take you here, blah, blah, blah." Like, plan this whole thing. I essentially got dolled up really nice. And then they didn't show up. I waited like 2 hours after the time that they said they were going to be there, waiting to at least hear from this person.
Yeah.
And they didn't.
I shouldn't laugh, but it was funny how it happened.
So then, I'm just essentially like left. I'm like, I'm all dressed up and know where to go. So I went to Applebee's and I sat at Applebee's and I had a date with myself. Like, I gotta say, dating yourself, I've went through this a few times. Like,
Pretty top tier.
I don't talk about this really much, but it's honestly something that people should do. I have a hard time being alone. I struggle with that. So
Yeah, I can agree with
I'm
that.
a social person. I like to be around people. That is how my mental does well. So being alone is hard for me, which never really gave me time to date myself and never really gave me time to find myself, quote unquote,
Right.
without all these people being around. So I went through this point where I started to say, okay, well, I no longer have these people in my life. I have to figure myself out. So before this time happened, so this would have been way before, but I took the time to start dating myself for a little bit there, and I would take myself on random like I went to the movies by myself before. I went and sat at a restaurant before and just had a meal to myself. And I never go around town because you always end up like being around the people.
Our particular town is
It's a small
special.
pool. It's a small pool. It's not even special. It's
It's a
just a
kiddie
small
pool.
pool. So
It's a kiddie pool compared to other towns.
so essentially, like, for me to quote unquote find myself or date myself, I got to be out of that pool. So I removed myself and I went, outside of town and would have these little dates. Well, then when this happened, I was like, you know what? I'm going to date myself for the night.
She said, "Kids got stuck with me. It's not worth it." Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
here's the thing. When I met my husband, I had just gotten out of a super toxic relationship and he was supposed to quote unquote be my bodyguard and we were supposed to be nothing else. We actually hated each other based off of my ex. He came and took my ex's license plates. It was a whole thing. We did not like each other. And then through the motorcycle club he was with, they were like, "Hey, like there's this girl who needs a little bit of help because her ex is stalking her or whatever." And my husband at the time was like, "Yeah, no problem." And he said that when he pulled in my driveway, he was instantly infuriated. He was like, "Why in the hell am I here?" And I walked out and I was like, "There's no shot that this is who this is." And they were like, "Oh, yeah, Bubba's going to keep an eye on you, blah, 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 blah." And if you know my husband, that's his nature. He's like a big bodyguard person.
He has
That's
that
his
demeanor. Yeah,
personality.
he has that demeanor.
So I was like, "Okay, let's see how this goes." And I absolutely wanted nothing from Bubba. I wanted to just be friends. I wanted to just keep it to where I could call him if I needed him. And through that, then I was like, "Oh, maybe I'll make him dinner because I feel bad because I'm such a, I'm in this situation."
I'll make him dinner.
But it wasn't just him. Okay. I invited his club, but his club would come and eat all my food and then leave, and Bubba would stay. So, and I mean, Bubba and I went through a phase where like we weren't together, but we were still seeing each other. But like there was nothing even on
Done
a
that
physical
too.
aspect. It was weird. Like we weren't even physical with each other.
Just friendship.
Yeah. Yeah. But it was more than that. But it was never like an official relationship. And then he broke up with me like 72 times, but we weren't even together. So it was a really confusing start.
That's the one. That's the type of relationship where it's like we're together, even though we don't have a label on it. So like we don't need the label. Like it's that confusing.
Yeah,
Murky
and then
area.
and then I had enough, and I was like, "Forget you. You're an asshole, and I'm gonna go over here." And I found this man that was perfect by
On
any
paper?
woman's standards on paper. He did everything I asked. He was always, there, blah, blah, blah. He was the complete polar opposite of Bubba. Okay. He was like the nice guy, and Bubba was like the bad boy biker. And Bubba came back into my life and just blew that scenario up for me, just right out the water. Like that wasn't even an option anymore. But we never went through like the typical dating. like, let me take you to dinner. We started doing that once we were like together for probably a year or two. I want to stay closer to two.
Well, this is what I'm saying. So that back scramble back to what I was trying to say initially when I started like putting myself out there to actually date. It was during I said it was during the COVID time and then after COVID, I should say, when I really started to put myself out there on these apps. And essentially we would talk. So it was more like you were talking. You weren't like an established couple, but like you essentially
Like a
literally just
situationship, isn't that what they call it now?
you talk to this
I agree, Karina.
person.
Dating is scary.
It is scary, it's very scary. So you essentially just we would talk, we would FaceTime, and this would go on for months until initially we finally are like, "Hey, we're gonna meet and do something," or whatever, but by the time you met and did something, like, it's
Mhm.
already established, like, you're a thing.
Yeah.
Like, so there again, there was no actual, like, dating. So this now day and age expectations have completely shifted. Like, it is
But
insane.
that being said too, like, I know that every person has their thing, right?
Yeah.
So, like, my husband and I's thing, our dates are out on the bike. Like, but we've been together for a while now, but even in the beginning, it would be that we would go out on a motorcycle ride, we'd go up to the clubhouse, we'd hang out with our friends, and then we'd go home. Some people want the wine and dine. I want to be taken to dinner. I want to be treated like a princess. That's fine. But to find those particular things that you're searching for in the opposite sex seems to be almost impossible.
It is. It's hard.
And
It's
it's either
very hard.
one end or the other. It's either, there's a lot of women out there who are very money hungry,
Yes,
very
that's why I was saying earlier, I don't put this all on men because
right.
they're unfortunately now day and age, women are taught to be, and I preach this to a certain extent. Women are taught to be independent, to be the strong, like, foundation of the household, which in the past it used to be on a different level. So it used to be, you hold it down in terms of, okay, you do the cooking, you do the
Yep.
cleaning, you hold the house down with the kids, like, and then the man is supposed to be like the quote unquote breadwinner. That's how it used to go. But now it's been like shifted to where like women have been given this like
Entitlement.
yes, this entitlement. That's what I'll call it. Where they think that they deserve anything that comes their way,
Yep.
essentially. So you are going to pay if it's you talk about McDonald's. If it's a McDonald's and dinner, but we're going to the drive-ins, that's an unacceptable date because you're not spending a lot of money on me. When I would rather have him, he put the thought in. If he's putting the thought in to say, like, I know we're going to McDonald's, but I'm going to take you to a movie. Like, we're going to the drive-ins, we're doing the
Yeah,
movie,
I
like
mean,
all this
that's the
stuff.
thing. If there's thought behind it, it's different.
Yeah, exactly. So that is acceptable to me. It's when you put no thought into the thing where you're like, you know what? I'm
Maybe
coming.
stop and say, did
What
you
did she say?
ever have a best friend who you did everything with and even paid for all outings and meals when going out? I can't see the rest of it.
You got to press that C more.
Hang on. You're gonna get close to me.
Hold on.
Oh goodness. Outings and meals, going out, then you fall for him and assume these are all dates just to find out he only stayed as a friend and ended up inviting you to his wedding to someone else that you never knew he was even dating. That was your mom.
So
Isn't
this
that your
whole
mom?
that's my mom, yeah. So this whole time essentially, I think I know who she's talking about because I think she touched base on this story kind of before with me. And then essentially mom quote me if I'm wrong, but you guys reconnected down the line, right? And we met him and everything, I believe.
That's crazy.
So yeah, I think I remember this. That is insane. That
That's
is one of
insane.
those things that you would get off Reddit, right?
But you know what? That's one of those things too. Like, okay, so I also know a lot of women who make it very hard for men to be masculine men.
Yes, and that's where I was going with that. It's really hard.
Just because you make your own money does not mean that you are more manly than a man. Okay. Nor does it entitle you to conduct yourself like a
Like a
man.
man. Yes, you still have to have that feminine side to you
Like,
and
I'll say,
allow the man
right.
to essentially have the
And I'll
room
say
to be a
this, like,
man.
my husband and I have a very good marriage as far as we are very old school. I stay home with our children because I am disabled and I take care of the house. I cook, I clean, I take care of the kids, appointments, things like that. And he goes out and he makes a living. And that's how we operate within our household. Not always the case. And it is completely okay for that to not be the case.
Yes. Yes.
But
Like
where
it
it
can be flip
becomes a
role.
problem is when a woman decides that she doesn't need a man financially, so she degrades the man by making more money and constantly letting him know that
Yes.
that's a thing.
That is an issue.
That
That's a
is,
power play that like neither rule should honestly do,
but not only
but
that,
it does degrade the man.
that's the whole thing too, is that that same woman will have multiple men,
Yeah.
right? You can't say that you're out here looking for marriage, okay?
This one right here,
And
I
be
already know.
dating
Clock it.
multiple men. Okay. If you're a female and you're sitting here and you're saying, listen, I'm looking for something serious. I'm looking for a husband. I'm looking for a house. I'm looking for all this. You cannot be asking 7 different men for that one thing. Now, if you're dating, that's fine. But once you take it to a physical level,
yes,
and
yes.
you're physically being with these different people all at one time and feeding them all the same thing with no intent on taking it to that level that you're claiming you want to be
You had
to.
no business with that in general.
That's
no
why men
business
are
with
the
it.
way they are. That's why some men are as damaged as they are. A lot of people want to talk about how women are damaged from the dating pool, and
Which
that is 100% a thing.
Yes, it's 100% a thing, so we're not taking that away. However,
But it goes both ways.
women, we got to do better. We also have to set ourselves to a better standard, because this absolutely fully agree with what you just said, like 1,000%. We cannot expect our men to sit there
And
be men in the way that we claim we want, and also treat us the way that we claim we want to be treated if we are out doing all these things.
Yep. And I mean, I'm not a perfect human being.
No,
I will never
and again,
claim to be perfect.
Again, I don't either. So,
But I guess I can speak from a place of live and learn.
Yes.
If you expect loyalty, you have to give
provide
loyalty.
the loyalty. Exactly. If you expect the loyalty, you have to provide it. If you are going into the intent of having the marriage, then you need to act like a wife. Conduct yourself like
As a
wife.
wife. And like I said, I'm not perfect. I have not been a perfect wife.
No.
I have not been a perfect mother, a perfect human, a
Nobody's
perfect
perfect.
anything.
Nobody's perfect. Like we
But
all
that's
make
where
mistakes.
I can say this without caring if I hurt your feelings. You have to live and learn, right? So if you keep doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over again, and you expect a different response, that's the pure definition of insanity.
Yes.
So it should be one only. The playing the field is right.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. So when you're dating, this is not taking it to a physical level. This is talking about, okay, I am maybe talking to a couple people and only talking, and like maybe one takes me on a date and then the next takes me on a date.
Right.
Until you establish like you actually like one person. If you feel out that one person, you're like, I can see this going and I want to see how to pursue this. Or you take it to that intimate level,
right,
and you are physically active with them. That means at that point in time, the others they're done. They're done. Like you can't continue on to have.
I guess
like you can, but you can't.
Thing. Hang on. Hi.
Yeah, we're probably gonna have to wrap it up in a second here, because it might.
It's at 7, so we're okay for a second. Okay, let's get into our jokes.
Yeah. That's
anyway,
a really good topic.
That's the moral of the story, is that you can't be a shitbag and expect treats. You can't be a dog and expect to get treated properly and not catch fleas.
There you go.
If you're out messing with other dogs.
Exactly. I like that.
And I'm not perfect, and I'm not saying that I never went out there trying to look for fleas, but just take my word of advice. I'm sick and tired of seeing women on any platform talking about men are dogs, men are this, men are that. Honey, women are the same way.
Exactly, honey. How are you conducting yourself? How are you doing anything different?
It's one of those things where you have to take the mirror and look in it.
Right.
Because if you're not giving the forefront what you want in return, then you are insane.
Absolutely. 1,000%. I agree with that. You're going to start with the joke? You kind of kicked me out of the screen on this one.
What one?
On the Facebook one.
Did I? No, you're in there a little bit.
Yeah, but I like.
Here, I'm trying it. There we go. There you go. We snuggle a lot.
We get cozy.
What pants does a psychic wear?
Oh, we're going back to psychics. Okay.
What is that? You have to drag a piece of the puzzle.
Oh, that is so. All these.
Hi, everybody. You get to be really close to me today. Aren't you lucky? You lucky little duck. Unable to verify. You're so full of it. There you go.
There we go. We're back. We're back. Diving into our jokes here. Dad joke time. Okay, what was it?
What kind of pants does a psychic wear?
What kind of pants?
Exactly, Robin. Respect yourself so that other people can respect you too.
Yeah. What kind of pants does a psychic wear?
I don't know. Your sister said crazy pants. Close.
I like that one, B.
paranormal pants.
That's a good one.
Paranormal pants.
Paranormal pants.
Boom.
You ready for mine?
Yep.
We'll go back and how many you got? I got 3.
I got 2 more. So yeah, I got 3.
Oh, this isn't. I got a couple pages of notes there.
So do I actually have a lot.
So, and we didn't even touch base on any of the other stuff. I love it. I love
It
it.
never
This
happens.
is
This is why we don't plan it out.
you never know what's going to happen on this podcast. It just goes all over. Okay. You ready?
Mhm.
What do you call a dinosaur fart?
A dinosaur fart. A prehistoric toot?
A blast from the past.
I was along the right lines though. Goodness. It just gave me the eye roll. It was good though.
It was a good one.
All right, this one's going to get a little dirty.
So
Actually, no, we'll do this one first. This one's not dirty. What concert only costs 45 cents?
50 cent.
Close.
Mine is a nickel.
50 Cent featuring Nickelback. I knew you would get along the lines of what it was, but I knew you weren't going to get it.
I'll take you to the candy shop.
What's the Nickelback song?
God, I was trying to think to go with it and it wasn't coming with me.
I keep your photograph or whatever. Isn't that what it is? Photograph?
Look at these
Photographs.
photographs. Every time it makes me laugh. That's a good one.
It's a good one. I don't care what anybody says.
That one was a good one.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Pause. Panda pause?
Nope.
Bamboo?
Nope.
What?
A pan. Duh. That was a good
I
one.
want you to know that Kayla's head is going to hurt for 7 seconds.
Oh, God.
Now here's a dirty one.
Oh, okay.
Dirty.
So she's got a naughty one.
Okay. It's not real filthy, but it's dirty. What did the egg say to the boiling water?
I don't know. It was. I can't think of where we're going with this one. Hard roll? You give me hard? Sorry, Mom.
I don't know if I can get hard. I just got laid this morning.
Sorry, that one is
It's perverted, but it's so good because it actually fits with what it, an egg. Okay.
that one is fantastic.
Oh, I'm crying.
I got one left.
Okay.
Is that your last one?
I have one more.
Okay. Ready?
Yep.
What did the sushi say to the bee?
Sushi to a bee?
Uh-huh. What did the sushi say to the bee?
I don't know.
I gotta get my prop
Oh,
for this.
God. I don't know. I'm crying and I make it into my eye. Okay. This one's perverted again.
Come on, that one was so
Your
good.
discretion. No, listen. I'm sick of following these puzzles for TikTok because I want to look further than the stupid puzzle piece was supposed to go. There you go. Okay. How come ghosts don't have babies?
I don't know.
How come ghosts don't have babies?
Because there's nothing to.
They have Halloweenies.
That one is great.
How I found these, but I did. It was a
That
TikTok
one's
doom.
fantastic. That one is fantastic. These are top tier.
They are talking.
So again, if you're following us on any of these platforms that we got going on,
Plethora.
did I say platforms? Any of the platforms, any of these platforms we got going on right now.
Like follow, subscribe,
yeah.
share.
Again, we have my personal TikTok. We
My
also
personal
have
TikTok.
Hope's personal TikTok going because right now we are trying to get our TikTok up on the
Twizted Sisterz.
So we need our Twizted Sisterz podcast page. I need y'all to go and follow and like the Twizted Sisterz podcast on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. Facebook is our primary. So Facebook, we have Spotify, we have YouTube available. So if you want to see more of your Twizted Sisterz and we need to be able to spread these out, go like, follow, comment, share all of it to all of our platforms and enter our basket raffle. Go watch.
I will post like a Venmo or something for that today, but it's $10 for one entry or 2 for $15.
It's a good
and
deal.
We're going to probably let it go on for about a month, honestly, to let everybody get a chance to get into it. And if you're listening to this still, you can go to the Facebook page for Twizted Sisterz, click the evening podcast, and there's a hidden code in there. And if you comment or message us with the hidden code, we will put you in for one free raffle ticket.
Yes. So you need to go and watch that full episode to find the code. It was a really, really, really good episode as well. We I
A lot
will
of touch
say
on mental health.
there was viewer discretion advised on that episode because our Twisted Evenings are gonna get a little bit deeper than what we do on Tuesdays, which are a little bit more lightheaded and
Comedy.
fun. So we want to make sure that you understand that. But yeah, we talked about a lot about mental health, having TBIs, you know, all those different
Everything
things.
pretty much.
Yeah, it was really good. So watch that episode, but again, viewer discretion advised. If you message us and you say, "Listen, I just can't," that's like a trigger for me, and you still want the code, like
We could probably
we
give you
can
the
work with you
code.
on that. Because that episode was so in depth.
You know what? We'll just give you the code now.
There we go.
Right.
All right, I eat.
So the code, hot mess.
Hot mess.
Message us with it.
Send us the
Gotcha.
code hot mess to be entered into this drawing. You get one entry, numero uno, for that code. So send us that code. Still go watch our episodes here.
We have a lot of shorts on YouTube,
Yes.
a lot on TikTok, all different ones.
We are growing and we are grateful. So, but we're gonna end up getting off here today.
Yeah, we're dying slowly on batteries. But we love everybody, and we
Yes.
hope, as always, you have a twisted day. And we will see everybody next Tuesday.
Yes.
Tuesday.
Love you.
Love you. Bye.
Love you. Bye. Oh, I gotta end this one too.
Oh my God.
How do I end it?
Up in the corner.
Oh, look at I did this thing.
And no. Hang on. My Facebook's going to be